Good morning, my dear student. On the behalf of KTChem College Nasik and Department of Chemistry of this college, I am Dr. S.R. Labde welcomes you to the lecture on electrogravimetric analysis. Student, in previous lectures we discussed definition of electrogravimetry, principle of electrogravimetric analysis, Faraday's law of electrolysis and their applications in electrogravimetry. In addition to this, we also discuss chemical equivalent and electrochemical equivalent as well as their applications in quantitative determination of analyte. Student, in this lecture, we discuss how the electrolysis process actually carried out, and we discuss here the working of electrolysis cell. Here, basically cell is a combination two electrodes using a salt bridge or porous partition. That means cell, that is a combination of two electrode, and this combination may be carried out by using salt bridge or sometime a porous partition. Cell in electrochemistry are classified into two types, that is a electrochemical cell are classified into two types. First type is called as galvanic cell or a voltaic cell. In this type of cell, chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. An example of this type of cell is the Daniell cell. Daniell cell, that is a combination of zinc electrode, that is zinc rod in presence of zinc sulfate solution separated by a salt bridge, copper sulfate solution and separated by a copper metal. Here zinc is negatively charged electrode, copper is positively charged electrode. This is a zinc electrode and this is a copper electrode. Therefore, Daniell cell is the combination of a zinc electrode and copper electrode. Student, second type of cell is called as electrolytic cell, or it is also called as electrolysis cell. Here in electrolysis cell, electrical energy is utilized to carry out the chemical reaction or chemical change. Therefore, in this electrolytic cell or electrolysis cell, electrical energy is converted into chemical energy. In voltaic cell, chemical energy is converted into electrical energy. Example of this type of cell is the electrolysis of copper sulfate or electrolysis of water are the examples of electrolysis cell. Therefore, here cell or electrochemical cell are classified into two types, galvanic cell or voltaic cell, and second type is electrolytic cell or electrolysis cell. In both of these cells, the electrode on which oxidation occur is called as anode. Electrode on which oxidation takes place, that is called as anode. And a electrode on which a reduction takes place is called as cathode. Therefore, here Cathode is an electrode on which reduction takes place, and anode is an electrode on which oxidation takes place. Therefore, in both electrolytic cell as well as in voltaic cell, electrode on which oxidation occur is anode, and electrode on which reduction occur is cathode. Student, now discuss actually the working of this galvanic cell or voltaic cell with the example of this Daniell cell. Therefore, here Daniell cell is the example of voltaic cell, and this Daniell cell is represented like this. Here Daniell cell consisting of a two electrodes, that is a zinc rod in zinc sulfate solution, copper rod in copper sulfate solution, and here these two electrodes are connected by means of a salt bridge, and these two electrodes are connected by a wire. Here this is a copper rod, copper metal, and here this is a copper sulfate solution, CuSO4 solution. Activity of CuIn is equal to 1 molar. Here this is a salt bridge. This is a zinc rod or zinc metal dip into a zinc sulfate solution. Activity of zinc ion is equal to 1 molar or unity, and this is the construction of a Daniell cell. Figure Daniell cell, and student, now we discuss how does it work. This electrode, this cell is represented like this: zinc in presence of zinc sulfate. Activity of zinc ion is equal to 1. Porous partition, copper sulfate. Activity of Cu2 plus is 1 and separated by copper. Therefore, here we discuss the working of this Daniell cell. Daniell cell is a combination of zinc electrode and a copper electrode. Here this is a zinc electrode, this is a copper electrode, and these two electrodes are coupled by using a salt bridge. Now in the EMF series, in the electromotive force series or in EMF series, zinc is above to copper. Therefore zinc is more reactive than copper. So zinc undergo oxidation when it is coupled with copper electrode. Therefore, oxidation will be takes place on zinc electrode, and zinc is get oxidized when that is coupled with the copper electrode. Therefore, here zinc from the rod converted to zinc ion plus 2 electron. This is called as oxidation. In this process, electrons are released, and this process is called as de-electronation. Oxidation is de-electronation, in which electrons are released, and that electron is because of the oxidation process. Now similarly, when this zinc metal undergo oxidation, it converted into zinc ion. Ions are given in the solution, and electrons thus liberated are given to the copper electrode through this external circuit. And therefore, here copper undergo reduction by taking the electron from the zinc rod. Therefore, copper 2 plus iron plus 2 electron gives copper metal. And here a reduction of copper takes place, and this process is called as electronation. Electronation. That means here electron released by the zinc electrode taken by this copper ion, and copper is get deposited onto the copper rod, and here in this case when copper is reduced, copper ion from copper sulfate, copper 2 plus ion from copper sulfate reduced to copper, then extra sulfate ion or a extra -2 charge is present in copper electrode. Here, as zinc is oxidized, giving 2 electrons are supplied to copper electrode, and here sulfate ions are more in copper electrode, and therefore extra -2 charge is more in copper electrode, and zinc ions are generated in zinc electrode. Therefore, extra +2 charge becomes more, or extra +2 charge is acquired to this zinc electrode. As zinc is reduced, as zinc metal is oxidized to Zn2 plus, then zinc electrode have extra +2 charge. Therefore, to nullify the charge which is extra on zinc electrode as well as copper electrode, therefore here from copper electrode -2 charge is supplied to zinc electrode, then zinc electrode provides 2 electrons to copper electrode, and hence there is flow of electron, and hence there is flow of electrons or flow of electricity. Therefore, electrons are flowing in this direction, and electricity is flowing in this direction. Therefore, flow of electricity is opposite to flow of electron. Therefore, here from copper rod -2 charge is supplied to zinc electrode, then and then only zinc provides 2 electron to copper electrode, and here electron flow will be takes place when these 2 electrodes are connected by a salt bridge. Therefore, salt bridge, that is a device used to transfer the charge from one electrode to another electrode. And here this external circuit transfer only the electrons. It does not transfer the charge. And therefore, here in this case, as long as there is transportation of electron from zinc electrode to copper electrode, zinc undergo oxidation and copper undergo reduction, and both reactions are taking place simultaneously, and that time cell can act as a source of energy or source of electricity. In this case, when the potential difference, in this case when activity of copper ion and zinc ion is 1 molar, then the potential difference found to be 1.1 volt at 25 degrees centigrade. Therefore, here at a concentration of 1 molar copper and 1 molar zinc, the potential difference in a Daniell cell is 1.1 volt. This potential is also called as galvanic cell potential. Galvanic cell potential or voltaic cell potential. Therefore, here potential difference is 1.1 volt. Now, in this way Daniell cell works and it produces electricity. Now, we have to discuss how this cell initially generates electricity and how does it behaves as an electrolysis cell after application of the external voltage, and that we have to discuss here. Student, when we apply when this activity of copper ion, when activity of copper ion and activity of zinc ion is equal to unity or 1 molar, then the EMF of cell is 1.1 volt at 25 degrees centigrade. Here, to this Daniell cell, when we apply the potential or when we superimpose a DC potential, suppose for example, here we superimpose a DC potential across these two electrodes, in this fashion, 1.1 volt, and here we superimpose another DC potential across these two electrodes, then what happens, that we have to study here. Now when we superimpose a DC potential of 1 volt across these two electrodes, then what happens? Here we are applying a potential here 1.0 volt across this, or superimpose the 1.0 volt potential across this two electrode of the Daniell cell. Then cell reactions are taking place as it is. Then cell reactions are taking place as it is, and cell generates electricity, and cell generates electricity. Now, here when potential is 1 volt, then cell reactions are taking place as it is, and cell generates electricity. When we increase superimpose potential to 1.1 volt, then what happens? When superimpose potential is increased to 1.1 volt, then what happens? Then cell reactions are stopped. And cell does not generate electricity. That means here when we superimpose 1.1 volt potential across these two electrodes, at that time this cell does not generate electricity, because with this equal potential, with this applied potential, we can stop the electrode reaction taking place on the both electrode, and at that time the galvanic cell does not generate the electricity. Now suppose when we superimpose DC potential greater than 1 point greater than 1.1 volt, or suppose for example equal to 1.2 volt, then what happens? When we increase this potential to 1.2 volt, then what happens? Here initially whatever the reactions are taking place in both electrodes are get reverse. Then cell reactions are get reverse, and initially the electrode on which oxidation takes place now on that electrode a reduction takes place. Then initially the electrode on which oxidation takes place means zinc gives zinc ion and 2 electron. Now this reaction is reversed in this direction with the application of external potential. Now here initially zinc is anode, now it becomes cathode, therefore reaction is like this. Therefore zinc 2 plus 2 electron gives zinc metal, and zinc metal is get deposited onto the electrode. Now here it will be functioning as a cathode. Zinc is functioning now a cathode. At the potential greater than 1.1 volt, reactions are reverse. Therefore initially zinc electrode is anode, now it becomes cathode. And here reduction will be takes place on the zinc electrode. Similarly, copper electrode that undergo oxidation. Therefore, copper from the rod is get converted to copper ion with loss of 2 electron, and this oxidation takes place on the copper electrode. Now copper will be act as an anode. Therefore, in this case, in a galvanic cell, the electrode on which oxidation takes place, that is anode, with application of external potential, now it becomes cathode, and the electrode on which reduction takes place in galvanic cell, that is initially cathode, now it becomes anode. Therefore here with application of external voltage, cell reactions are reversed, and therefore the electrode which is initially cathode becomes anode, the electrode which is initially anode that becomes cathode, and in this way in electrochemistry this process is called as charging up the cell, and in electrochemistry this type of event or a chemical reactions are taking place in a electrolysis cell or electrolytic cell. Therefore, galvanic cell in which initially electricity is generated, now when with application of external voltage, now the cell consumes electricity, then it becomes a electrolytic cell. Therefore, during the deposition of any metal onto the electrode surface. When we construct a cell, initially that is a galvanic cell. And after formation of galvanic cell, we are applying a potential greater than the galvanic cell potential to carry out the oxidation or reduction reaction into that electrode. Therefore, here the potential difference between the galvanic cell and its reversible value is called as Ore potential. And this Ore potential is always determined by the galvanic cell potential. Student, now we discuss what is Ore potential and factors affecting the Ore potential. Ore potential or ore voltage and factor affecting ore potential. The difference between galvanic cell potential and its reversible value is called as a ore potential or a ore voltage of the electrode. Now in this case we study that when we apply the potential 1.1 volt, the reactions becomes reverse. But initially galvanic cell has its own potential equal to 1.1 volt. This galvanic cell potential depends upon the activity of metal ion and the different types or position of metal in the EMF series. Therefore, galvanic cell potential is the potential formed when we form a electrolysis cell. Each electrolysis cell has its galvanic cell potential, and in order to carry out the oxidation or reduction of that particular analyte species, we have to increase the potential greater than the galvanic cell potential. Therefore, in this case 1.1 volt is the galvanic cell potential of this electrolysis cell, and this reaction will be reversed when we apply the potential 1.1 volt. Therefore, difference between 1.1 volt to 1.2 volt or 1.2 volt minus 1.1 volt, this difference is called as ore potential or a ore voltage. Now this ore voltage or ore potential governed by following factors. Number one is the physical state of the metal. Metal means electrode. Some electrodes those are constructed by using a solid metal, or some electrodes may be converted by using a liquid metal. For example, mercury is a metal but it is liquid. We may construct the electrode by using mercury, then it is a liquid electrode. Now here physical state means whether it is solid or liquid, as well as its surface area. Means metal is solid or liquid, that affects the ore potential, as well as the surface area of the metal, that affects the ore potential. If more metal have more surface area, then ore potential is less. Therefore, here when physical state of the material is metal, then ore potential is less. Therefore, here second parameter that determines the ore potential, that is called as physical state of the material deposited. Now in this case, copper is deposited onto the electrode, zinc is liberated from the electrode, and in electrolysis cell, copper is liberated from copper electrode and zinc is deposited onto the zinc electrode. Therefore, here when metal is deposited, at that time ore potential is less. Sometime in some reactions, gases are evolved. At that time, ore potential is more. Therefore, ore potential depends upon the physical state of the material which is deposited, and if it is solid one, then ore potential is less. Sometime when gas is released from the solution, then we does not reverse that reaction. At that time, ore potential is very high. Therefore, ore potential, that means we have to require that potential to reverse that reactions, and this will be depends upon the physical state of the material deposited. If deposited material is present in the solution, then it can be easily converted into its initial form by oxidation or reduction process. But if it is lost from the solution, then it is difficult to isolate into the solution. At that time, ore potential is more. Third factor that determines the ore potential is called as current density. Current density, we discuss it afterward. Current density, when it is more, ore potential is less. Ore potential is less. Higher the current density means here magnitude of current flowing through the electrode upon area of electrode, and it is expressed in ampere square centimeter, ampere per square centimeter, and therefore if current density is very high, polarization is more and ore potential is very less. Therefore, current density directly affects the value of ore potential or ore voltage. And next factor is concentration of electrolyte solution. Electrolyte solution. Now when initially this cell is functioning as a galvanic cell, at that time copper is deposited onto the electrode. Therefore, here initially copper is deposited from the surface of this metal rod, and when the copper is deposited in the vicinity of this electrode, here concentration gradient is created. There is difference in concentration in a single solution, and therefore concentration gradient is increases, or concentration gradient is generated in the solution, and therefore here in that case ore potential increases. Therefore, when a concentration gradient is created in the electrolyte solution, ore potential increases. That means here there is concentration gradient, then it has a more ore potential, because conductance of the solution vary from concentration of the ion, and therefore ore potential changes. The ore potential, because of the concentration gradient, that can be nullified simply by stirring the solution. If stirring is carried out, then we can nullify the effect of this concentration gradient on the ore potential. Next step is next parameter is a temperature. When temperature is rises or increases, ore potential decreases. This is because of rise in temperature increases the mobility of ion, and that helps to reduce the ore potential. Therefore, with rise in temperature, ore potential decreases. Student, all of this about the galvanic cell, how working of galvanic cell takes place, how we can convert that galvanic cell into the electrolytic cell, and we also discuss the working of electrolytic cell. In addition to this, we also know what is ore potential and what factors governs the value of ore potential. With this, I invite you to my next lecture on electrogravimetry. Thanks for joining me. Wish you all the best. Keep learning. Happy learning. Thank you very much.